Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn Chapter 7, International Arbitrage and Interest Rate Parity. The learning objectives include 1. Explain the conditions that will result in various forms of international arbitrage and the realignment that will occur in response. 2. Explain the concept of interest rate parity. 3. Explain the variation in forward rate premiums across maturities and over time. International arbitrage, defined as capitalizing on a discrepancy in quoted price by making a riskless profit. Arbitrage will cause prices to realign. There are three forms of arbitrage: locational arbitrage, triangular arbitrage, and covered interest arbitrage. Locational arbitrage, defined as the process of buying a currency at the location where it's priced cheaper and immediately selling it at another location where it's priced higher. Triangular arbitrage, defined as currency transactions in the spot market to capitalize on discrepancies in the cross-exchange rate between two currencies. Covered interest arbitrage. Steps involved in covered interest arbitrage is defined as the process of capitalizing on the interest rate differential between two countries while covering your exchange rate risk with a forward contract. It consists of two parts: interest rate arbitrage, which is the process of capitalizing on the difference between interest rates between two countries, and it's covered, hedging the position against interest rate risk. Interest rate parity. In equilibrium, the forward rate differs from the spot rate by a sufficient amount to offset the interest rate differential between two currencies. The forward premium is 1 plus home interest rate divided by foreign interest rate minus 1. The relationship between the forward premium or discount and the interest rate differential according to IRP is simplified in the approximate form, which is the premium as a forward rate minus spot rate, or equal to the interest rate differentials. The implication is, if the forward premium is equal to the interest rate differential as just described, then covered interest rate arbitrage will not be feasible. Now we come to the summary of this chapter. Locational arbitrage may occur if foreign exchange quotations differ among banks. The act of locational arbitrage should force the foreign exchange quotations of banks to become realigned after which allocational arbitrage will no longer be possible. Triangular arbitrage is related to cross exchange rate. A cross exchange rate between two countries is determined by the values of these two currencies with respect to a third currency. Covered interest rate arbitrage is based on the relationship between the forward rate premium and the interest rate differential. The size of the premium or discount exhibited by the forward rate of a currency should be about the same as the differential between the interest rate of the two currencies of concern. In general terms, the forward rate of the foreign currency will contain a discount or premium if its interest rate is higher or lower than the US interest rate. If the forward premium deviates substantially from the exchange rate differential, then covered interest arbitrage is possible. In this type of arbitrage, or short-term investment in some foreign currency is covered by a forward sale of that foreign currency in the future. In this manner, the investor is not exposed to fluctuation in the foreign currency's value. According to the theory of interest rate parity, the size of the forward premium or discount should be equal to the interest rate differential between two countries of concern. If IRP holds, then covered interest arbitrage is not feasible because any interest rate advantage in the foreign country will be offset by the discount on the forward rate. Thus, covered interest arbitrage would not generate higher return than would be generated by a domestic investment. Since the forward premium of a currency from a US perspective is influenced by the interest rate of that currency and the US interest rate, and since those interest rates change over time, it follows that the forward premium changes over time. Thus, a forward premium that is large and positive in one period, when the interest rate of that currency is relatively low, could become negative, reflecting a discount, if that interest rate rises above the US level.